Hello students. Today, we will study how Indian nationalism emerged and the kinds of political associations that existed before the formation of the Indian National Congress in 1885. Let's begin. The rise of Indian nationalism wasn't merely a reaction to British oppression. It was shaped by factors like the Indian Renaissance, Western liberal ideas, socio-religious reforms, and the desire for modern self-rule. British thinker R.C. Copeland argued that Indian nationalism was created by the British themselves. But that's not true.
Madam, may I ask a question?
Yes, go ahead.
Was nationalism only?
Good question. No, nationalism was not just a reaction to colonial policies, but a result of multiple internal and external factors. Indians actively shaped their identity and aspirations. British rule introduced modern administration, military, and economic systems. But it also led to exploitation. This contradiction made Indians aware of their conditions and ignited resistance. For the first time, India came under a single legal and administrative system. This unity helped Indians feel connected as one nation. Railways, telegraph, and postal services started under British rule. They helped spread nationalist ideas across vast regions quickly. Western education introduced European ideals of liberty and equality. It inspired leaders like Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Dadabhai Naoroji, and Swami Vivekanand. A new middle class emerged, educated, aware, and politically active. They led the early nationalist movement. Indians began to understand how British rule was causing economic backwardness. They saw a clear clash between Indian interests and colonial policies. Scholars, inspired by Orientalists, rediscovered India's ancient culture and heritage. This created cultural pride, strengthening nationalism. Indian nationalists were inspired by the unification movements in Italy, Germany, and Greece. Leaders like Surendranath Banerjee and Lala Lajpat Rai admired Mazzini and Garibaldi, European nationalists. Reformers like Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Swami Dayanand, and Syed Ahmad Khan promoted ideas of equality, rationalism, and unity. Though the revolt of 1857 failed, it left a legacy of resistance and bravery. It became a symbol of early national unity. Books like Anand Math, Nil Darpan, and Bharat Durdasha expressed nationalist emotions and awakened regional masses. Newspapers like Kesari, Amrit Bazar Patrika, and Hindu Patriot played a key role in spreading political awareness. Dadabhai Naoroji's drain of wealth theory showed how Britain was nationalism became a strong rallying point. The British passed unfair laws like the Arms Act and the Vernacular Press Act. They excluded Indians from civil services by age restrictions and English exams. This bill allowed Indian judges to try Europeans. European outrage forced the British to dilute the bill, exposing racism in governance. Now, let's discuss political organizations that existed before the Indian National Congress. Bangbhasha Prakashika Sabha, 1836, Ram Mohan Roy's followers. Zmindri Association, 1838, by Dwarkanath Tagore. British India Society, 1843, merged to form the British Indian Association, 1851. Bombay Association, 1852, sent petitions to British Parliament. Pune Sarvajanik Sabha, 1867, founded by M.G. Ranade. Bombay Presidency Association, 1885, formed by Tyabji, Mehta, and Telung. Madras Native Association pre-1857, later dissolved. Madras Mahajan Sabha, 1884, key regional body before the INC. East India Association, 1866, by Dadabhai Naoroji in London. Indian League, 1875, for Political Education. Indian Association, 1876, by Surendranath Banerjee, most active in political reforms. Let's now understand how and why the Indian National Congress, INC, was formed in 1885. A.O. Hume, a retired British officer, helped form the INC. Leaders like Lala Lajpat Rai believed it was a safety valve to release Indian anger.
Madam, was INC truly created by the British as a safety measure?
That's a great question. While Hume helped in its formation, the real push came from Indian leaders. The political environment was already ripe for such a body. Before 1885, many demands were raised. 1. Right to bear arms. 2. Freedom of the press. 3. Indianization of civil services. 4. Indian judges for Europeans. 5. Less military spending. 6. More famine relief. 7. No expansion in Burma. 8. Right to appeal to the British Parliament. These built the foundation for INC. To conclude, Indian nationalism did not begin with the Congress. It grew through social reforms, education, economic awareness, and political unity over decades. That's all for today's lesson. In the next class, we'll explore the early years of the Indian National Congress. Jai Hind!